How's it going, boys and girls? It is the night after UFC Texas, I think it was. And we obviously got the boxing as well. And there is so much to talk about. We've obviously got to get into Hooker Gate, just like I promised as well. So happy weekend to everyone. Hope you're having a good one. I'm probably going to do about an hour, hour and a half, something like that. We'll see how things go. Back to work tomorrow. So can't stay on too late. And I've still got a few little things to do. But shout out to everyone and hope you're well. Let's go, go, go. Oh, I have turned up a little bit earlier than usual. A couple minutes. Ugh. Oh, I've just seen Paradox. The chat is on as well. Damn. How you doing, Klaus? What's good, my boy? How did you enjoy the card last night? My Franco, how are you? What's good, brother? Getting ready to settle in. We know everyone loves these Sunday meetups. So like any of us have got that much better to do, you know. I told y'all Strickland would cop him. Well, the thing is, yeah, like I don't really have a win or a loss on this one because I read the fence like, you know, your boy sometimes can't help but do. The only thing that surprised me about that fight was that Strickland got the KO, but I think somebody in the chat mentioned that it was going to be like a body kick that set off the chain of events for Hernandez losing, and they were bang on right. Like, Lord have mercy. You're Justin, and I don't understand you, bro. I don't understand it. But she put on a very good performance as well. Like, fair play to her. That was dominant. So shout out to Jocelyn Edwards as well. I mean, she's not really going to amount to anything in the sport, but I don't think that matters to you, does it? Unless you get your gooning down. Do you know what I mean? But fair play to you, sir. All in all, I thought it was an entertaining card. We got some really good knockouts. The card moved along at a nice, steady pace. I'm not sure if that's something they're doing in the new era or what's going on, but it was nice to see that we weren't waiting around for too much longer. Although I have taken to playing video games in the middle of a card to kind of get myself through it rather than just sitting there. It's definitely not the way to go. I know what your favorite food is. Your mum told me. Oh, what did she say it was? Enlighten me. I'd like to know if I know what my favorite food is. As soon as you've said it now, it's right here in my head. Little bit of pillow talk, yeah? Is that what it was? Little bit of pillow talk after the act. And the first thing you asked was, what's your son's favorite food, by the way? I'm not sure what part's more kinky. Having sex with a 71-year-old who's got dementia or asking her what her son's favorite dish is after the act. Maybe the chat can let me know. Is it over for Ige? Never really started for Ige, to be fair. But no, that was brutality. I mean, spinning back kick, it is what it is. I thought Ige was going to win that fight. I wouldn't say I was overly... My picks were not great yesterday. I did not make any money for the first time in a while. Took a massive L, but it is what it is. At least I was entertained. Jocelyn Edwards could be top 5. No, I'm going to cut you off right there. No, she can't. She's not that good. She could beat Pena or Pennington. No, she couldn't. No, she couldn't. How you doing, Kerry? What's good, man? What is up? I hope you're having a good weekend. Shout out to you and your channel as always. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, it's been a good weekend fights wise. A little bit disappointed on other fronts. Arsenal obviously won today, which never fills me with any joy. Although I'm not too fond of Tottenham either, so I can live with it. But I hope you're well, Kerry. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Hope you and your family are well. Shout out to you. Cheers to everyone. Just as a quick reminder, if you could, the quicker we can get those likes up on the stream, the better, because it just, like I said, it gets it out there in the YouTube stratosphere. It certainly helps your boy, or even a dislike. Screw it. I think I deserve it for getting through 5 minutes without saying anything gay, racist, or swearing. 5 minutes. Very positive for me, unless I've sworn and not realized, which sometimes happens. But there's a lot of big dogs on tonight. Boldak's on tonight. Paradox is on tonight. So hopefully you guys remember where your bread and butter is. I wish they would have thrown me in the middle of the octagon with Edwards and Cornhole. That would have been a different situation though, wouldn't it? How you doing, Sabi Kolna? You are a beautiful young man. I beautiful, maybe. Young, definitely not. But I appreciate you. How you doing? Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Whoa, Rivix, we have to do the game. We have to play the game. Don't just out me like that. We have to play the game. I would love to see your feet, sir. That's Thursday. That's the Thursday stream. It's OnlyFans at Fight Night Frankie's feet. Or Fight Night Feet, sorry. Fight Night Feet. How you doing, Paradox? I was just talking about you, man. I saw it just as I was going on, or just as I'd gotten on, I saw that you were live as well. How you doing, bro? Hope you made a nice killing on the card last night, because I certainly didn't. I don't think I could have got more fights wrong, if I'm being real. And I had a 3-leg parlay, of Sean Strickland to win, to get more significant strikes, and for it to go over 2.5. 10 seconds away. Knocks the guy out. Couldn't believe it. Frank is the older cousin that had all the good hookups. You damn right. You damn right. I'm not only old generally, but I am one of the older ones in the next generation of my family. I was one of the firstborn, so I never got to experience that. You know, being a young buck, I had to have a mature head on my shoulders from the get-go. My picks were okay. Medic pick was cool. I thought Medic was going to lose, but I didn't bet on that one because it was 250-50 for me. Jeff Neal was a little bit hot and cold. I mean, they both are. It was the perfect, I mean, in terms of UFC matchmaking, it was a great matchup. A great matchup. Because someone was getting banged out in that fight. Medic is one of my favorite fighters. 100% KO rate is fire. It is. And the thing is, he's very honest with himself as well. He is. Shia LaBeouf for president. That guy's a weirdo. Wasn't he? Didn't he start some kind of cult? Or was that the other guy? Is the UFC going to Serbia? Apparently it is. Apparently it's going in the summer, which is a weird choice. But better than going there in the winter, I guess. Salut, Manthan. How you doing, bro? How's your weekend going? Hope you've had a good one so far. Shout out to everyone who's turned up for the Sunday stream. I really appreciate you. We're going to try and keep it nice and festive today, or nice and chilled. It was hard to pick because Neil comes from the worst gym in the USA. Yeah, and he was talking about how he fight. Whenever a fighter talks about, oh yeah, you know, I've got rid of my demons, I've stopped drinking. I was like, oh, he's lost. He's lost. Maybe you needed the drink, Neil. Maybe you needed it. Whenever they talk about version 2.0, I immediately go, yeah, they're getting cooked. But I wasn't confident enough to bet on it. I should have known better. It was not a good a good card for me in terms of gambling. In fact, it was an abomination, to be perfectly honest. But we move on. We move on. We rise. We'll rise again. I actually stayed up for a pay-per-view card last night. It's a miracle. Did you manage to get the boxing in as well? Ryan Garcia managed to put on a pretty good performance. Sunday, more like Sunday. I jack off a lot on weekends. I don't think we've gone through one stream yet in the last 6 months or more where someone hasn't made some kind of jerking off or gooning reference, which is why I'm surprised nobody has asked for my take on the Dan Hooker situation. until yesterday. Are there any mocklemizers around? Wow, I haven't heard somebody come in here and say that for a long time, and I'm assuming it's the same person. I made 9.5 units. I don't know what that means. I don't understand the units thing at all. That goes way over my head. I'm not very good at gambling, it must be said. But in my defense here, I don't gamble a lot. I didn't watch the Garcia fight. How was it? It was an absolute shutout, mate. Masterclass. I mean, Barrios is not very good. We did see him basically rob old man Pacquiao because he lost that fight as well. But he got dominated. He got dropped in like the first minute and a half. And then he spent another 36 minutes or however long it is getting touched up, and not in a fun way. It's the internet. How you doing? Solhai Hani F. It's good, bro. Dan Hooker's father-in-law made the situation very weird. What did he do? I know very little about the Dan Hooker situation, obviously, other than the DMs and stuff and the stuff that he was using on those let's just call them certain social platforms that were apparently released. I'm gonna still sit on the fence here and say, which is unsurprising for your boy, as you know. I'm gonna say I don't 100% believe it until we know the full facts, but it ain't looking good. And at some point in the stream, I'm going to reveal my final take on the whole situation. Just a big sign. Fight me, don't be a pussy, and I'll just throw it to guys out with their girls. Guys in cars like vaginas they are. Not even film it, just do it. Wow. That's a lot to that's a lot to digest there. People do talk a lot of shit when they're in their cars. It's like having beer muscles. You know, you're in a car, you feel like you're safe, when in fact it's probably the stupidest place to start talking mad stuff, because you're in an enclosed environment. Maybe think it through, because if the guy coming at you has more balls than you think he does, you're trapped. So what are you doing? I'm not sure if that's relevant to what you're talking about, but you know, we digress. Funny thing with the newer generation, they're drinking and fucking way less, but gambling's on the rise. I don't know if they're drinking and fucking less. Oh damn, I swore. I don't know if that's the case, because you know, hoes are a generational thing. They're just out there. You know, it's something I appreciate about this world. There's always the availability is there. I'll put it that way. Klaus, how did Dan Hooker's father-in-law make the situation more weird than it already is? I mean, if that's even possible. But I'm not sure if that's the case with the newer generation, to be honest, man. I'm not sure. It certainly sounds like pregnancies are down, but I'm not sure that's the same thing. I think people are just more aware. How you doing, CMT Milky? Salve. Okay. Just KO like 4 guys and limp home. I've only knocked out 2 people in my entire life, and they were about my size, so it's nothing really to write home about. Dan Hooker's father-in-law was threatening. Oh right. Oh, of course. The wife who knew about the side chicks is now getting angry because he's. I'm gonna get into the gay stuff a little bit later. Newer generation have AI girlfriends, and so they should. It's only a matter of time here before the AI girlfriends start giving you headaches as well, though. So they will adapt. I've been shagging a lot of early 20-year-olds as of late. They all say the lads their age don't hit them up. Interesting. But I'm sure that's just specific to your situation. Me personally, yeah, if I was still in the game, yeah, I wouldn't be tapping anything under the age of 25. Because they just don't have the emotional intelligence. 2 KOs, I only got 1. I'm beat. Time to end my life, especially compared to me. Because I'm certainly no killer, mate. Despite all the absolute shite that I talk online. Mostly decisions in mine, and decision losses in my record, to be fair. Because I don't usually fight back. Especially in the situation that I'm in now. But your boy's got a hell of a chin. Young lads are pussies. Ex-young lad here. I don't know, man. I guess it depends where you are. I don't think it's a generational thing. Who is Barrios? Good question. Barrios is a boxer who fought Manny Pacquiao recently. He's the WBC. I think it's welterweight. He's one of the champions anyway in the welterweight division, as far as I'm sure, as far as I know. I think it's 147 pounds, which is weird. But he held one of like the promotional belts. Recently fought Manny Pacquiao, who everyone knows about. And Manny Pacquiao, I don't know, I think he's like 50 years old, basically won the fight and got robbed. And then Garcia fought him last night and absolutely schooled him from beginning to end. Frankie officially retired from the game. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say retired. I wouldn't say fully retired. I say I'm doing part-time work. I'm doing part-time work in the game because you're never fully out. As long as you've got a functional dick and a nice set of clangers there, you're never fully out of the game. Hola, how you doing? Oh, what's good, man? Shout out to you for being such a legendary regular, you beauty. Appreciate having you here as always. Yeah, so like I said, I'm part-time in the game. You're never fully out of it. That madness inside you will never let you completely go. Vamos, your profile pic kind of looks like Frankie on my small phone here. Does it? I can't even see it. I can't see PFPs for some reason. It's very frustrating. But luckily your boy's got a decent memory for names. Because the PFPs do help. Frankie switched leagues. No longer a poonhound. He's rebranded as a twink. This rumor's never gonna die, is it? No, if I was gay, yeah, I would definitely be in charge. I would be the giver, not the receiver. And this will nicely segue us into the Dan Hooker situation later and why I'm so disappointed. Thoughts on Brady versus Buckley in April makes a lot of sense. Great fight. I think Buckley's going to beat him. I do think Brady's a much better wrestler, or a good, the gap between them in the wrestling is big enough. But I like Buckley's aggression, and I think he's got better hands. So I think Buckley's going to knock his head off. Thoughts on the whole Matchroom boxing Zuffa situation? Eddie's been left with egg on his face. Eddie Hearn deserves it. Eddie Hearn is a cunt. He just is. At the end of the day, he didn't renew Ben's contract. He got exactly what he deserved. If he'd been smart and renewed the contract earlier, this conversation wouldn't have even come up. If you've let the contract run down, that's on you. Is Ben a little bit of the way that Ben handled it is more the problem, not giving the guy a phone call. He's obviously brought him up throughout his whole career and all that stuff. But this is as much on Hearn. It really is. Hearn didn't renew the contract. He didn't put himself in the opportunity to match the offer. So it's on him as well. But they both come out of this looking a little bit not great. And now Ben has shown his true colors. It's not about the titles for him. It's about the money. How you doing? How you doing, big boss? Not sick. I'm so glad to hear that, man. It's the first time you've come in here and not said you're sick. If I was gay, I'd be flamboyant as fuck. That's the one thing I can't stand about gay people. And we've got to put that on the check mark on Dan Hooker's side. Because at least he's not like a flamboyant, obvious gay. Because I don't mind what people do in their bedrooms, but don't be flaunting that fruity shit in my face. Do you know what I mean? I've had diarrhea every day for 15 years. I feel healthy every day though. Might be a dietary thing. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, your shit says a lot about how healthy you are. So you might want to look into it. Moicano versus Duncan also got announced. That's another tricky one, man. That's another 50-50. Because Moicano is a better, well-rounded mixed martial artist, but Duncan's just been chatting his way through and getting it done. So I don't know. Dana wears basketball shoes in his 50s and thinks it's cool. When you're that rich, though, you can do whatever the hell you want. In my opinion. But the fact that he's got such a massive collection is a bit weird. He is a bit of a man-child. But shout out to you, Vinny. Schoolboy error from Eddie, just bad business. But bro, Eddie stuck by him when he was guilty during the steroids and loaned him $500K for court fees and fed his family. No honor among cheats. You're 100% right. But Eddie also did it for his own benefit. Eddie wanted Conor Benn back in the game because he knew he was a name and he could make money off him. You really think Eddie would do that for anyone if he couldn't see the readies at the end of the rainbow? Hell no. Nice try, Gotti. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you and your kind. You're fasting too. Shout out to you, man. I tried to do a fast over the half term. I did a couple 24-hour ones, but generally I have lost a little bit of weight and I've been on the sit-ups like crazy. So your boy's starting to get a little bit more shredded. How you doing, B7? Too gay, bye. Fair enough. I can't argue with that. See you later. Have a good one. My right calf muscle is going to explode possibly. Let me elevate it. Be right back, boys. I'm imagining all sorts when you say that. To the guy with the diarrhea problem, I used to have the same issue. It was because of milk I used. I drank 8 lattes a day and I didn't chew my food enough. I don't chew my food enough as well. I realize I don't enjoy my food enough. It's called mastication, not to be confused with the other popular sport that we all enjoy. Mastication, we don't really do it enough. We don't really well, I certainly don't. I don't savor my food enough. I'm just trying to get it down my neck as quick as I can. Pause. Oh, you're doing it for Ramadan. What? I won't be fasting. Seems like LGBTQ behavior. Fasting is good for you, man. Clears out all the crap you've been collecting in your system. I fully recommend it. I do like a minimum of 4 days fasting a month, and it keeps me relatively lean. And then I can eat whatever I want relatively and not really feel guilty about it and not turn into cheddar head. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, lattes is drinking lattes on a regular, is a quick trip to having digestive problems. You'll be shitting out water for the rest of your life if you keep that up. That's a lot. Strickland versus Imavov, book it. We've already seen it, man. Strickland beat the shit out of him when Imavov had 10 pounds on him. I think this vaults Strickland into a title fight right now, but they're not going to give it to him because the UFC hates him. Hamzat is going to fight for the light heavyweight title, and then Strickland will end up fighting for the interim, probably against Imavov. They'll do Strickland versus Imavov 2, and it will be for the undisputed title, and Strickland will win again. I'm pretty sure I masticate enough. I mean, my meat is red. Fasting is based. I used to find fasting very tricky, but like I said, I did like a 15-hour fast, 14-day fast once, and got through it really, really well. And I found it a little bit easier now. It's just a nice way of cleaning out your system, making sure you don't turn into a fat cunt. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice, easy way to not be fat. Ban wrestling. Nobody wants to see grown men hugging each other to the ground. Vinny, I agree with you. The problem with that is it wouldn't be mixed martial arts anymore. But I think the UFC is kind of trending in that direction. They're kind of going, do you know what? We're going to reward the finishes and all that stuff. And they're trying to force wrestlers to try and go for things a little bit more. Yeah, bro, I was on 8 lattes a day, chained to my desk, working 8 a.m. to midnight. My shit was like a burst pipe polluting the Thames. Gross. Paramount muted Strickland's mic in the post-fight interview. I heard about that. I'm not sure what he was saying. I haven't seen the post-fight interview yet, nor will I probably ever. But it shows where things are going. They do not like Sean Strickland, and he is not going to get a title shot as a result, I think. I think they'll find a way to bypass him. Go watch kickboxing. I mean, kickboxing is extremely fun. Like I said, I watched the K1 card a little while ago. It was brilliant. I saw like 4 spinning back fist elbows I was bored of them by the end of the night. 4 spinning back fist elbow KOs in one evening. By the end of it, I was like, this shit ain't even fun anymore. Frankie, did you hear Vince McMahon? I know who he is. Of course I know who he is. Got into a crash in his Bentley, speeding. Likely on benzos. Yeah, Benz, that's a weird drug to be doing. Yeah, and he looked relatively unscathed. I saw the news article. I didn't really look into it too tough because I don't really give a fuck. It's 4 times a lot a day. Depends what you're doing 4 times a day, mate. And we know what you're talking about. Or I can allude to what you're maybe talking about. Or what you're alluding to, rather. What is it with this channel and people coming in here talking about whacking their fucking sausage off? For God's sake. Have some respect, people. And why'd you have to share it with me? Do I look like the kind of person who wants to hear that? Maybe I don't want to hear the answer to that question. But yeah, it was like I said, it was a fun night. The boxing was actually relatively good. It was a nice little schooling. A couple of storylines emerged from the card. I was relatively happy with it. I enjoyed myself. Played a little bit of Black Myth Wukong while I was watching it. What a game! And yeah, we've at least got some storylines set up, but we are not exactly feasting as UFC fans at the moment. The next two cards are dog shit. I mean, Lona Kavanagh getting a shot against Moreno is crazy to me. That's one of the biggest mismatches I've seen in the main event in history. We've got Max Holloway to look forward to, I guess, but that card's not good either. We haven't got a stacked looking card at all. And then I guarantee you, the UFC White House card is going to be a letdown. They're going to put down what they think we want when it's not what we want. Lattes depends on your system, I guess. I mean, I used to drink like 4 full length Starbucks lattes, venti, and my insides were fucking cooked. The thing is that you might be lactose intolerant and not even know it. So you're guzzling down all that milk and you're just absolutely wrecking your insides. If you want to look young like me when you're old, drink water and fast every now and then and use moisturizer and fuck bitches and you'll be fine. And yes, you look like a person who would listen. I've hand washed my clothes and bed sheets and everything for the last 20 years. Seriously, why do you do it that way? I've heard it doesn't ruin your clothes and stuff as quick enough, but I can't be bothered with all that. I just got done doing laundry before I got on here. Francis and God, no, I don't want to see that happen. Like, I enjoy Matan Evan a lot. I think he's very funny. Just snort caffeine pills. Avoid the sun too. Great advice. I stay away from the sun as well. But I've heard that can have problems with you. I've heard your sun needs a little bit of skin, or your skin needs a little bit of sun rather. I'm 28 and I found that I was lactose a few weeks ago. That's when I started dialing back, and my stomach thanks me for it. 100%, mate. Once a week sausage grill is fine. Oh, this chattel. I don't trust public washers and I'm broke as always. Ah, fair enough. I assumed you had a washing machine in your house and you just weren't using it. Man, you must be slumming it hard if you don't have the basics like that in the yard. I feel for you, man. But you definitely shouldn't be washing them in public washers. I agree with that. I have 3 dry racks and use a heater. Fair enough. Who's the funniest Jew of all time? There are some good Jewish comedians out there. Don't ask me to name them, but I'm sure there are. How you doing, Travis? What's good, man? Shout out to you. I know it must be mad early in the morning for you, so I appreciate you pitching up. My bathtub has oh, you wash it in the bathtub. Is that the like? But you wash somewhere else, right? Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld isn't funny. He's just not. I think the Seinfeld show was all right, but he's not really my brand of humor. Funny enough, Jerry Seinfeld was the first name I thought of. But there's loads of guys out there who are Jewish who you don't even know they're Jewish. For vitamin D, yeah. Maybe you can get vitamin D in other ways. But I've definitely heard you can't go entirely without sun. But as long as you're outside, you're going to catch some kind of, you're going to catch some kind of exposure. You can't completely avoid it. Oh, you have a huge... yeah, it sounds like you have to do a lot there. I might as well just vape on camera at this point. Frankie likes 17-year-old boys. I didn't know he was 17, but I don't like him like that. I just need to... I know I don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's 3:27 a.m., buddy, waiting for late night dinner. Wow. Average male would be considered gay 100 years ago. Can you elaborate on that? I love you too, Travis, and I appreciate having you on here. Coming on at 3 o'clock in the morning, I cannot show my appreciation more. You are the man. And you've been around here for a while now. So I appreciate it. The thing is, yeah, I don't make any secret of the fact that I vape, but I don't like doing it on camera. I think it just in case a kid happens to be watching, I don't think it's a good look. It's a good look. Average man had tripled the testosterone 100 years ago. It must be all the processed crap that we're eating, and the fact that we're all bitches. How you doing, Tabor? What's good, man? Dan Hooker versus Dan's dad-in-law for the White House main event. I would have 100% paid to see that. Avoid the sun. Yeah, that's gay. No, but it just, like I said, man, your skin isn't really built for that, especially not my skin. Bloody hell, man. I can get a burn job off a light bulb, mate. Like, that's why I don't go to beaches and all that shit. I just get flamed. Yeah, to be fair, 8-year-olds are vaping now. You're right. Everyone does it. It's hard to avoid, but I don't want to encourage it. Especially as well, yeah, as some of my students have got wind of my channel, which is not good for me. You could see your boy getting fired very soon, and then I'll be doing this full time for free. That could be a thing. You're a good man. I don't drink or smoke cigarettes in front of my niece and nephews. That's some ungodly everything's LGBTQT. The chat is so nice now. It was terrible when I first joined your channel for the first time. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, I kind of knew, yeah, over time, yeah. I think it kind of has to do with the way that I deal with trolls as well. Because when people come in here, I entertain it, but I don't get triggered. And I think eventually they just get bored and find somebody else to mess with. But I knew over time, yeah, that we'd get a good solid base in here, and I'm proud of it. We're up to nearly 1.7k subs, and I say we because it's a community thing. I don't get anything out of this. So a 13-year-old who vapes tried robbing me in Spain. I hope you kicked his ass. If kids are watching or listening, vape is the least offensive thing you'll see here. 100%. Get out now. Great Britain wasn't so great in the Winter Olympics, huh? And I'm proud of that. I don't give a shit, mate. I'm Irish. I'm British when it suits me, when we talk about all the conquering and pillaging and all that stuff. But I'm Irish when it comes down to the sporting achievements and the rest of it. It's the benefits of being a mongrel. Spurs are getting relegated this year. I really hope so. They disappointed me today. I was hoping they would weasel at least a draw. Because like I said, yeah, all my friends are Arsenal fans, yeah, and they are insufferable. They really are. What was the worst troll moment before I joined? When it joined, it wasn't that bad. It was, do you know what it was? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was mostly people coming in here and arguing. A lot of it wasn't directed at me. It was mostly people coming in and then arguing with each other. And then trying to like engage in a chat when people are just arguing is impossible. Irish and British people who fucked off to the West. The process is under. I've started making my plans. I'm going to Manila in about 3.5 weeks. And then I'm going to Thailand and then Macau in the summer. Okay, so Ballard of Buster Scruggs. I've had it downloaded, but I still haven't watched it. I didn't realize it was such a recent movie. But Tabor, I promise you, I'm going to give it a... When I say it, I've been so busy lately. I haven't been able to watch or even read anything. It's basically been doing stuff during the day. And that's why I've been streaming less as well. Because I've just had way too much stuff to do. I had family stuff, I had work stuff. So it's family, work, and then bed, mate. Ain't even had time to knock one out. It's tragic. Unfortunately, I was with my team, so I couldn't kick him in the temple. Bro, you got to teach your team how based you are. No Thai boys. No Thai boys. Your boy hasn't slipped up once, fortunately, and I've come close. There's been a couple times when something weren't right, and your boy nearly got caught slipping. But I'm a pro now. I've been to the country 30 times. I can spot those teeny weenies from a mile off. Daddy Frankie calming the kids arguing. Bro, I fasted for 4 days and I expected I would lose some weight, but unfortunately I gained weight. That is physiologically impossible. Did it take long to get 5 views? It sounds small, but it's harder than it sounds. Yeah, man, of course. It was dead zone in here for a while. Dead zone. I had there was a time when I was streaming for the first month, I had 3-4 people in here. And I tell you something, yeah, I was grateful for those 3 or 4 people. A lot of people will look at your channel. I've got 1.7k subs now, yeah, and people will look at that and go, that's nothing, man. That's minor. But it's when you're not doing clickbaity stuff and deliberately sucking up to the algorithm, it's hard to get that many subs. It takes time, you know. But I'm at the point now, yeah, where I feel like I've overachieved what I was expecting. When I set out to do YouTube, I was like, if I get to 1,000, I'm satisfied, and I'm not far away from 2 now. So most of the hate trolling was directed at Indians, which was fair. How you doing, Gaz Ninja? What's good, brother? I mean, it wasn't always that. It was mostly the arguing and like because there was a lot of like internet, there was a lot of like community beef going on at the time. And people would come in here and just air that out. And then I'd get Clown Show coming in and try and not as himself, of course, because he's a coward. But even though I fasted for 14 hours, but I ate lots. See, that's the problem, you see. You basically did like an intermittent fasting thing, which is very popular at the moment. But you need to do only drinking water for days, and it will shed off you, mate. Be honest, am I wrong? I set the expectation with my missus. We continue to fuck almost every night after we get married. If I'm killing myself securing the garden, I gotta get it. Each to their own, man. I do think if you stop plowing the garden, so to speak, problems will arise later on. But it is what it is. Yeah, big boss, you are a loyal man. I appreciate it. And what I love about it now, yeah, I'm looking over at the chat, and I don't have a single mod chatting right now. It's crazy. Fuck, I wrote watched wrong. It's all right, I got you, man. I can filter through the bullshit almost instantaneously. Spelling mistakes just get shrugged off now. I deal with them all day long. Only water or semen based diet. I'm not letting you spread this anymore about me, Manthan. I'm not letting this narrative percolate anymore. I am straight as a fucking arrow. I'm not one of those curved arrows. And Vamos, what you saying? What you question marking? Yeah, 30th live is crazy, man. Being a mod is LGBT behavior. The thing is, yeah, it's literally useless on this channel now because nobody gets like kicked out anymore. We don't really need to. I am. Is that what that blue thing? Oh, they've changed the mod thing. I've noticed. It's like a shield. It's like a shield now. Fair enough. I've just noticed that looking over. Crazy. But yeah, this is a proper nice little man's community now, isn't it? We don't have the females turning up anymore, which is a bit sad, but it is what it is. It is Ramadan, man, so no water or anything in the day, but I only ate much in dinner heavily, but now I'm eating 2 times. That's the thing. If you're taking in the same calories and the same intake, it doesn't matter when you're doing it. That's why Ramadan's always been a little bit baffling to me because it's like I get you sacrifice certain hours, but then you make up for it when the night comes. Do you know what I mean? And you're just inhibited from doing things that you can usually do. You can't work as well as you did. If you get in a scrap, you're gonna get slapped. Shields are soy wrenches. Yeah. I think I kind of preferred the wrenches, you know. The shield seems, I don't know, man. It seems too grandiose for the position. Your mods are cool though. I say some racist shit and I feel like I'm amongst like-minded godless bros. 4-1 to the Arsenal. Yeah, I knew you were going to come in and rub it in at some point. But let's just clarify this shot, you all right? You were playing Spurs and they're probably going to get relegated. They were always going to bend over and get their cheeks clapped. It was always going to happen. Because they are shit. They're probably the worst team in the league right now. Certainly on form they are. Of course they were going to bend over and take up the arse. And then they'll probably do one worse as well and probably just about survive by the skin of their teeth as well. Godless is LGBT. We're not godless in here. I mean, some of us are, but like I personally am like, I don't want to get into the whole religion thing because it just goes down a dark path, but I certainly have my beliefs. North London derby is always big, even though they're shy. It's not even competitive anymore. It's embarrassing. And Spurs are a small hat team. I remember when I had my growth spurt and I was fasting, I was literally starving. That sounds like the worst time to do it. How tall are you right now, big boss? I mean, how tall are you in general? Because I'm assuming your growing is done. I had my growth spurt at like 5 years old and then just stopped. Tragic. I was a very tall 5-year-old. And I had aspirations of being God knows what, and then it just stopped. Yeah, it would do that. It would do that. But yes, it was a very disappointing weekend. I'm a Newcastle fan, as you guys know, and I wanted Man City to beat us because I do not want Arsenal winning the league. Thoughts on Storm Strickland's performance? Probably the best performance we've ever seen put on. Now, a lot of people are going to come out and say that Fluffy's shit and all that. Fluffy's not shit, but he certainly got dealt with like he was shit. 180, decent. But yeah, Strickland has got to get the title shot now. He's got to. He already beat the fuck out of Imavov, and Imavov was 10 pounds heavier, and Strickland destroyed him. He's got the beef with Hamzat, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. Hernandez got iced. Hernandez just got... I mean, the thing is, yeah, Hernandez lost virtually every minute of that fight. Once that first takedown looked weak as hell, I knew he was finished. I knew he was done because he hasn't got the hands. You had 5-round TKO. I think you were one of the ones who I mentioned earlier who said that Sean Strickland was going to get a TKO. I didn't see it, but fair play to you, man. I expected Sean Strickland to teep and jab his way to like a 5-round UD victory. I did not see that knockout coming. But you said the body shots were gonna open it up, and you were 100% right. How a Muslim player play 90 minutes while fasting? It's nearly impossible. These are tuned athletes we're talking about, though. I'm sure they skirt around it a little bit. You know, Frankie, don't get Botox. Don't worry, I never will. Bro, is Wonderboy Thompson still fighting? That fucker is old. As a fight of his been announced, the UFC aren't too fond of him as well. Storm's defense was too high level. That's the thing about Sean Strickland, yeah, that people don't understand, Jay. Yeah, he's got banged out a couple of times in his career, but that man does not get hit. And in the course of a 25-minute fight, and he only fights 25 minutes. In the course of a 25-minute fight, he's a problem. I bet on him, but I had like a separate parlay on him to win, for it to go over 2.5, and for him to get the most significant strikes. And he literally won on 2 minutes and 35 seconds or 36 seconds of the third round. Hernandez is a weird build. Yeah, he always has. I don't know how I got taller than my dad, since my mom is 150 and my dad is 175. I'm going to leave my comment about that to myself. But to be fair, yeah, I'm taller than both my mom and my dad as well. My dad was like 5'5", but he was like really, really wide. And my mom was 5'1". And I'm 5'7", so I'm doing all right. Eddie Hearn is in shambles. Eddie Hearn has gotten exactly what he deserves. He didn't renew the contract. I do think that Ben not giving him the opportunity to talk was out of pocket, or to at least make a counter offer. But he put himself in that situation. But I wouldn't say he's in shambles. He's got a pretty good stable. And the thing is, yeah, Zuffa are not fighting under like WBO or WBA or any of them. So I'm not sure how successful that organization is going to be. But they're making some sneaky moves. Mesut Ozil played World Cup final with fasting. He is a freak. That guy looks constantly stoned, though. Mesut Ozil looked like he's bunning. I bet he didn't stop bunning, though. Fasting isn't a big deal. I do intermittent fasting all the time. It's not like they're fasting all month. They just can't eat when the sun is up. Exactly. And especially for UK people as well. That shit is during the winter, virtually. So it's not that bad. Mate with a tall chick for tall kids. I don't do charity work. I only fuck with the shorties. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be like 5'4" or under. Conor Benn was supposed to be the poster boy for Matchroom, since AJ will be done soon. Yeah, I mean, partially that. But the problem with Conor Benn, yeah, and this is the big problem. He's not very good at fighting. Sorry, I correct that. He's not very good at boxing. He's a good fighter, but in his weight class has some of the nastiest guys around. You know, you've got you've got Shakur for a start. You've got Ryan Garcia, who's all right. You've got Barrios, who's obviously, you've got Teofimo Lopez. These guys will all beat the fuck out of Ben. They just will. And I don't think he'll have much success going up a weight class either. So the wheels are going to come off the bus for that cunt, yeah, because he's not very good at boxing. I forgot you are timid. I'm not intimidated. I'm just not attracted to them. But I have admitted, yeah, that like I do have to try banging out a tall chick at some point just to know what it's like. He might have to put all his eggs in the Whitaker basket. Yeah, that's not happening. I think what will happen is they will do my honest prediction as of right now, I think Hamzat's gonna go up to light heavyweight. For some reason, he's gonna go and fight Yuri and get fucking melted. So we've got that to look forward to. And then they'll do Dricus du Plessis versus Imavov. That's what I reckon is gonna happen for the the strap being given up. Ozil got pulled over by the police for driving 170 miles an hour on a dual carriageway. And when he went to court, he got off because he said he thought the speedo was in kilometers. Brilliant. Arsenal relegated Spurs today. Well, they deserve to be punished 100%. I hope Spurs go down just for the bants. But I only know one Spurs fan, and he's actually a good friend of mine. And he's not a deluded Spurs fan as well. So Garcia looked like a beast against Barrios. Barrios was just there to get hit. Barrios is not a good fighter as well. He's not a good boxer either. But this is what I'm saying about Ryan Garcia. He's a weird one because he'll go out and he'll make Devin Haney look absolutely terrible. And I don't really rate Devin Haney, but his boxing fundamentals are at least decent. But then he goes and lays an egg against Rolly, and you're just thinking, what the hell, man? What's wrong with this guy? He got absolutely steamrolled by Rolly. That's why I love Ramadan. I eat heavy food or rich food in this month. I mean, the menus are very rich in this month. Exactly. You eat better quality food and you eat more of it. Robert Whitaker versus Kamaru Usman. Make that fucking fight. I would love to see that fight. Man, if Hamzat gets to fight for the light heavyweight title with no defense, is worst champ ever. We called this though, didn't we? We've been saying this on this channel for a while. Hamzat Chimaev is not active. You shouldn't be giving guys belts like that because they're just going to camp on it. Eze should be playing for England. Let's not go too far now. He's had a terrible season. Dana said at the press conference he has to defend though, but it's Dana. He lies all the time. Alex is going to give up the belt. And what else can you do? I guess you could do Allberg. I mean, it should really be Allberg versus Yuri. That's what should be happening. But you know how the UFC is. You know how they move on. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Hamzat has no interest in being a good sportsman or good for the. He just wants to try and get a good legacy going so he can be considered in the upper echelons when he's not that guy. Barrios lost to a 50-year-old Pac-Man. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That robbery was that draw was a horrible robbery. But Pacquiao's been getting robbed his entire career. Was that an all-you-can-eat buffet earlier before going to the pub? I'm bloated. I don't like buffets. Buffet food is for the poor. Do you think England can win the World Cup? No. I'm joking about for the poor. It's just I don't think it's good. I think leaving food out is never... if you can jump on it when it's freshly taken out, then yes. Combat sports feels dead to me, bro. There isn't any good personalities outside of Alex. No, there's some good personalities in there. I thought Uros Medic went off pretty nice last night. He came off really funny. There's definitely personalities in the game. I mean, Josh Hockett, for example, I think the guy's fucking retarded, but he's entertaining. Yes, lads, Stricker's got the job done. And you can see on Silky Pajamas, check the link in the description, your boy is almost on top of the leaderboard, joint top. Because I backed Strickland, and I had a lot of people in my because I made a short about wanting Fluffy to win, but thinking that here's how people are stupid. Yeah, I made a short on Saturday just before the fight, saying I think Strickland is going to win, but I'm backing Fluffy because I want him to win, and I got inundated with messages calling me a retard and saying I got it wrong. Imagine that. Now Lona Kavanagh is going to bring it home from Mexico City. No, he's not. No, he's not. Brandon Moreno is going to school him. Tommy Tuchel will win piss all. Yes, he will. England are losers. We invent the shit, and then we're bad at the shit. It's just what we do. How you doing, Pork Chop? What's good, brother? I hope you're well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Shout out to you as always. Hamzat versus Strickland next. They have to. They won't, but that's the fight they should make. Because they don't want Strickland running his mouth as champion again. They do not like Sean Strickland in the UFC. They gave him Fluffy because they thought he was going to lose. Some atrocious main events coming up. Burns versus Mallet, arse. Moicano versus Duncan. At least that will be a scrap. Paramount era gets worse and worse. I think they're just stacking the eggs in the bar. And we're not getting cards every week like we used to as well. I think they're building everything up to make sure that they guarantee they have a banger of a UFC White House card. I think that's clearly what they're doing. They've said to Paramount, look, we're going to build some stars. We're going to make the roster on the whole better or more. There's going to be more eyes on the roster overall. But they're going to sacrifice the whole year for the White House card. So what happened with Dan Hooker? I hear he cheated on his side piece with a legit male. Right, so the Dan Hooker situation, I'm just going to say very briefly what I think about this situation. I do not mind about Dan Hooker being gay. I've got no issue with a man being gay. I kind of suspected it when he dyed his hair blonde. The issue that I've got with Dan Hooker, yeah, is not only is he gay, but he's being gay in a despicable way. And what I mean by that, he's linking guys, right? And he's sucking their dicks. If you're going to be a gay guy, yeah, get your dick sucked. Fuck some ass. Do you know what I mean? Don't be meeting guys, sucking their dicks, and then going home. That's the part of it that really disgusted me. If you're into the sausage, fair enough. But why are you meeting guys and sucking them off? Just meeting guys and doing that. That is the part to me where I was like, wow. That's where I was embarrassed for him. Because the DMs were very, very suggestive. He was basically saying, let's meet, I'll suck your dick. And I was like, what? Not meet and you suck my dick. What's going on here? Or meet and let me clap those cheeks. Do you know what I mean? He's meeting to let guys pop him in the mouth. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that. Nothing wrong with being gay, but at least be a selfish gay. O'Malley maybe, but nobody is proper selling. Nobody, pay-per-views are gone though. It's all about viewer numbers and subscriber numbers now, isn't it? The pay-per-view model is not what the UFC wants because they don't want to pay people pay-per-view points and they don't want people getting too big for their britches. Moicano versus Duncan is a banger. It absolutely is. Absolutely is. Did you see Dan Hooker's father-in-law threatening video? Can't believe he used to be Beckham's manager and got arrested and deported for being a nonce. Absolutely crazy. I didn't know the full law behind that. I only heard about the father-in-law situation literally in this live stream. But if that's your daughter, the thing is though, the reason why I don't have any sympathy, yeah, the daughter knew, yeah, that Hooker had a side piece. He was bringing her to UFC events. He was giving her money. He was buying her gifts. That shit doesn't go unnoticed. I don't care who you are. So she knew about that. But now she's getting all upset now that he's sucking dick. I get that that's a problem. But you can't be like, oh, you cheat on who I say you can cheat on me with. Nah, man. Sorry, I went a little bit too hard on the Dan Hooker thing there. But it's gross to me, man. It's like, come on. This is what I'm saying. Oh, meeting up people to give them a quick nosh. That's the part of it that blew my mind. Like I said, as soon as Dan Hooker came out with the blonde hair, I was like, that's a bit zesty. I mentioned this on stream yesterday. We've all seen that movie, The Jackal. Whenever somebody goes blonde, that's their gay arc. Do you know what I mean? Just facts. That's how the world works. He was the best Aussie footballer back in the day and played for Reading. Somehow managed to become Beckham's manager. Then he got caught being a peeping Tom and deported. What a trashy family. This is the problem though, yeah. When people get money and influence, yeah, they tend to use it for the wrong things. And this is why I love the book Animal Farm, which I've talked about multiple times. And shout out to my boy Jordan Levitt as well for his victory. Teabag Levitt, shout out to him. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's just the way things are. As soon as you get a position of power, you just abuse it. Charles Oliveira dyes his hair blonde. It's only bro, Charles Oliveira is Brazilian. I love Charles Oliveira, but if you think he hasn't sucked a dick or two, you're kidding yourself. Charles Oliveira, and don't get me wrong, Charles Oliveira is a ladies' man, yeah, but I guarantee he's one of those guys who's like, hey man, you know, he's just on everything. And he will probably make it seem cool as well. But those Brazilians are all up to some strange shit. Like, people shit on Thailand all the time for having their ladyboys and all that shit, yeah. But I'm telling you, Brazil is far more cooked in that way. Are there any openly gay fighters apart from Israel Adesanya? Well, Adesanya's about to get exposed soon as well. What's his name? Molina. Molina got literally caught. Somebody took a picture of him literally in the middle of sucking them off. Yeah, Jordan Levitt. Yeah, Jordan Levitt. I like him, man. Yeah, Brazilians are freaks. They are freaks. How you doing, Bubble? What's good, man? By the way, guys, if I can remind you at this moment in time to smash that like button, I would appreciate it. I hate saying that. It feels really cringy to me, but I'm going to be on for like the next half an hour. So I want to try and get as many new people in here as possible. I'm literally like 5 subs away from 1.7. I've been stuck between 1.6 and 1.7 for about 3 months now. So, oh yeah, Peyton Talbot is definitely gay. He's definitely on the zesty side. How you doing, Lee? Michael Morales, I'm not sure about. But again, Michael Morales is, I know he's not Brazilian. I think he's Ecuadorian or something, but grew up in Brazil, as far as I know. Brazilians are all on some fuckery. Brazil have deep-voiced women and high-voiced... Jordan Levitt, yeah, is a questionable one as well, because he's married and he's got kids, yeah, but it doesn't mean he doesn't lay pipe into men. He definitely comes across as very zesty. But to be honest with you, he's got a YouTube channel where he reviews books here. I just think the guy is potentially sensitive. Do you know what I mean? He's just got like sensitive. Yeah, so I think he's just a sensitive little lad. There was a gay porn star on Tough back in the day. He chinned Johnny Hendricks in BKFC. But Shotty, I've said this for a while, yeah. I've said, yeah, if you take it up the arse on the weekend as a hobby, you're going to be hard as nails in the cage. You've got to be. If you're getting fucked in the arse, yeah, you must be hard as nails. Why the gay bashing? There's no gay bashing. I've got nothing wrong with I don't think there's anything wrong with homosexuality whatsoever. There's just a way of going about being gay. Do you know what I mean? That's all we're discussing at this moment in time. Frankie, will you ever have long hair again? Nah, that day's over. That is over. I tried again, just didn't work. Bilal Muhammad is still hiding in the closet. Now that would be a big one. I mean, he's not gonna. The thing is, he's not gonna get his dick worked by anyone. Men don't want anything to do with him. Women don't want anything to do with him. So he's basically in the same position. He is what's the word they use in science? He is asexual. If you review books, you're either gay or spasticated. I've got to be honest here. I'm leaning more on the spasticated side of things. He's actually a nice lad. Like I've gone back and forth with him a little bit on YouTube chats, and he's actually an all right bloke. He didn't try to hit on me or anything, or maybe he's trying to groom me. Who knows? Nothing wrong with being gay, but don't be gay in a gay way. You know, that is exactly the way I would put it. If you're a gay guy, yeah, you need to be doing it reciprocally. Don't be doing the Dan Hooker approach and just going and sucking guys off for no other reason than just getting nutted in the mouth. Frankie, I'm gonna knock out your boy Dougie. Which boy Dougie? There are several Dougies in this community. How you doing, Ricky? What's good, brother? How about the Sean baby? Michael, I was very, very impressed. I love Sean Strickland. I love Fluffy Hernandez as well, and I slightly wanted him to win, but I wasn't like disappointed that Strickland won. Fantastic performance, and I hope he gets a title shot. He deserves it. Isn't it awesome that Sean Strickland won during Black History? It's Black History Month. Didn't know that. Nay sexual, I like that. Not sure if that's the exact term or the correct term, but whatever. Nay sexual. Nay sexual. That's good, that is. I've been boxing for a few months, 5 times a week. I think with a pistol, I can take out Dan Hooker. Might not need that, mate. Dougie the Scorner. It's literally in the name, Dan Hooker. We can't blame him. Exactly. Was anyone that shocked? No, Fluffy was on a roll. I can't believe he finished him though. I mean, Fluffy's competition wasn't exactly the greatest. But doing that to somebody like Fluffy, who can take a punch and is going to come at you the entire fight, is impressive. Sean Strickland was very, very impressive. Dougie's cut corner, the guy who gives $5 tuggies. Dougie's corner. What's your issue with Dougie's corner? I love Dougie's corner. I love Dougie's corner. I got a lot of time for Dougie. Did you go on his live stream and he had the Hooker? I mean, I'm remiss to talk about the Dan Hooker situation, but it is what it is, man. I just wish he was doing it in a more manly way. I just have to reiterate that. I blame his lesbian. Like I said, man, the blonde was very, very telling. The blonde transformation it's a very telling sign. It's like, I'm out there now. It's a known like symbol in the gay community, which is why you've never seen your boy blonde. All jokes aside, Dan sucking, is that real or just a rumor? Well, at the moment, all we've got to go on is his side piece is obviously very upset. And she's obviously trying to ruin the man. All we've got are some alleged snapshots of like DMs that he sent on an app and his search history. That's all we've got. But at the moment, it doesn't look very good. It doesn't look good for him. It's not for the fact that he's gay. Like I said, there's no issue with that. It's the way he's being gay. I can't reiterate that enough. Need UFC to. We're not going to get any more, I don't think, until the middle of the year, which is crazy. I mean, who's up? We've only got Joshua Van. We haven't even got any women's fights. I mean, not that they matter. Who are we going to get? Yan just fought that not that long ago. Volk just fought not that long ago. We're obviously flyweight sorted. So flyweight is booked. Bantamweight just fought. Featherweight just fought. Lightweight, we know the situation there. We've got an interim champion, so we're fucked there. Welterweight, who's the welterweight champion again? I forget. Oh, it's fucking Islam. Islam hardly ever fights. We might see him in the summer. Middleweight Hamzat, forget it. Light heavyweight Alex is going up. And heavyweight, we've got Tom. They fuck themselves, mate. Dougie has a girl now. Ricky is just a gay incel. Dougie's always had a girl. But Izzy dyed his hair pink and not blonde, so he's straight. Oh no, Izzy been gay as well. Izzy ain't in question. We've always known Izzy gay. If the same story came out about Israel Adesanya, nobody would say anything. Yeah, the BMF is not a title fight. Pink hair, French nails, dry humping Costa. Exactly. If this, I'm telling you now, if the exact same rumors that have been thrown at Dan Hooker came out about Israel Adesanya, nobody would be batting an eyelid. Everyone would be like, yeah, just move on. It wouldn't even be a news story. The guy jerked off his dog. Anything is up for grabs at this point. If we've got stories of Israel Adesanya linking men in the night and just sucking their dicks and going home, nobody would have anything to say other than obviously or yeah. Yo, what's going on, Sonny? What is good? Gaz is the same type of gay like Dan Hooker. Izzy isn't gay, he is gay. Jail gay is fair. If Israel Adesanya went to jail, yeah, he would get through about 24 hours before he was taking it up the arse. And he seems Marlon Morales looks gay as, I mean, again, Brazilian life, mate. Charles Oliveira, all them guys. Anyone Brazilian, they don't see gender, mate. They just see a hole or multiple holes, and they're down. It's the Brazilian way. If it's round then moist or a bit pooey, just get it in there. Don't worry about the consequences. That's why the Brazilian flag, if you look at it closely, has a round circle in the middle. It's not a coincidence. And don't be telling me it's the sun or stars or whatever. They're bumholes, mate. Your boys uncovered it here first. Izzy is washed as fuck, to be fair. Who's Izzy fighting again? He's got a fight at middleweight, doesn't he? He's fighting somebody relatively dangerous. Breaking news, RDA has been spotted wearing a wig. You heard it here first. Yeah, Izzy's pretty much done. I can't remember who he's fighting at middle. Who is it again? Izzy's got a relatively dangerous fight coming up, I think. But when I saw the matchup, I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but I think he's going to win it. He's done as the champion, but I don't think he's done because he's still decent. Dagestan too. It's written in the holy book. The homosexuality started in Dagestan. That's why they good in ground game and hugging. Oh, Joe Pythar. I think he's going to beat Joe Pythar. I don't rate Joe Pythar. When in fact, Joe Pythar, you guys might not know this. Joe Pythar is, I hate him. I hate that pussy. 24-year-old jacked white male taking handouts from Daddy Dana is disgusting. I'm sorry. Him complaining about homelessness. Get a job, you fucking waste of space. And all the whinging and the cry. I hate Joe Pythar. So I'm in a very rare position where when I see Joe Pythar fight Israel Adesanya, I'm going to be getting the rainbow flags out, boys. Israel Adesanya all day. I hope Israel Adesanya fucking puts him on a t-shirt and irons him out. Raphael like Dos in his angels. You're on point today. He is winning, but they should put Izzy up against Hernandez now. Hernandez would beat Israel Adesanya. I still think he would. I mean, Israel Adesanya's got decent takedown defense, but I don't know. That's actually a decent fight. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. Pythar is the Deontay Wilder he's somehow worse. Is Israel Adesanya a Nigerian, Kiwi, or Chinese? You should try going to China, mate. They're a little bit less racist now. They're a little bit more worldly. But that Chinese are more like they won't say it to your face, but then as soon as you turn your back, the comments start coming out. You know, the racist shit starts coming out in full force because they are generationally racist. That shit doesn't end in like a decade or so. That's going to be going on. If Sean can KO Hernandez, Izzy can win a decision. I mean, I would have that as a 50-50 fight, which is crazy to say. Fluffy Hernandez and Israel would be 50-50. Pythar is the knob cheese of the UFC. I cannot stand him. I wish him nothing but failure. They trolled IShow Speed pretty hard. I don't follow anything. I mean, I know who IShow Speed is, obviously, but I don't follow anything he does. I personally think he's quite likable. He seems like a nice kid. Do you know what I mean? And he's somebody who his fame doesn't really seem to have gone too much to his head yet. And considering how massive he is, that's a hard thing to achieve. But how did they troll him? I mean, that kid has been getting trolled all the time. He's not as dumb as he appears, but he's definitely a bit naive. And that will change in future, obviously, the more mature he gets. I mean, he's what, 18 years old or something? I mean, you can't expect anyone to be fully clued in at that age. But yeah, even against Israel Adesanya, who I've disliked for years. I've always hated Israel Adesanya. I used to like him when he first broke on the scene and he was fucking people up, and I was like, and he looked really stylish doing it. I was like, yeah, this guy's cool. But as soon as he opened his mouth, I'm like, this guy's a knob. The stream below you on my feed has a lady in a car sewing with cats everywhere, 100 watching. I know, man. I know it's embarrassing, isn't it? You should go over there and just mog Fight Night Frankie chats. What's the freakiest shit you've ever done? I'm not really into anything too weird, to be honest. I've had like a cacophony of threesomes. I've had like a whole load of threesomes, but they're not really that. Considering the stuff that comes out now with like cucking and fucking BDSM and all that kind of shit just being a standard now, I'm very vanilla, really, in the way that I view sex as a modern man. So yeah, and obviously, yeah, getting the odd smash on in a weird place. Your boy's down for that. Where are you from? I grew up in Southwest London, but I'm actually Irish. Is David Martinez pulling it off? I'm not sure who that is. You mean, is David Martinez a boxer? They gave him a banana in a KFC wrapper. And made noises of a tree-dwelling animal. I started hating Israel after the Paolo fight. Motherfucker didn't need to hump Paolo like that. That shit was nasty. Yeah, if that happened to me, the fight's continuing. I think if Paolo had been aware what had happened afterwards, yeah, I think he would have fucking gone for him. And Paulo Costa is just funny, man. Costa needs to be protected. I'm glad that he's back in the win column. But no, it was pretty much since Israel did his first interview. I'm like, oh dear. He should have just stayed quiet. He should have done the Anderson Silva thing, just gone in there, fuck guys up. Because he's such a technically good fighter. You're from Portsmouth. Shout out to you, man. Pompey boys there. You're a Pompey fan as well, yeah? Shout out to you, man. It's nice to have some UK boys up in here. We do talk about MMA quite a bit, but we do throw in some football chat in every now and then when it comes up. Oh, he's fighting Cheat. Oh, right, him, of course. He's the heavy favorite, isn't he? Martinez is. Yeah, Anthony. I don't really mind Anthony Smith. He's very delusional, but like, I don't think he's done anything bad. Cheeto's the heavy underdog as well. That's a weird one. But Cheeto's just been getting beaten up, so maybe it's justified. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Yeah, you're a Pompey fan. You've had some. At least you've won some. At least you've won some stuff, and you're in no danger of getting relegated this year. So, men can blow themselves if they train and stretch enough. Thanks for pointing that out. This is definitely a typical stream, Sunday night stream for me. 100%. Just saying. Have you tried it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Anthony, you're hurting my family. Yeah, so it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week in general. Like I said, as UFC fans, we don't have that much to look forward to, but we're going to keep watching because we're fucking hooked. But I'm telling you now, yeah, I'm watching with less and less interest as time goes on. I don't even care that much anymore. I really don't. Old man Glover literally knocked the teeth. Yeah, that was a horrific beating. That was a beating for the ages. But that's what I'm saying, yeah. When you do stuff like get veneers and get tit jobs and stuff like that, you're not serious about your career. I think Japanese guys would have the hardest time blowing themselves. Yeah, they are in a very unfortunate situation. Shara Bullet is the pirate Khabib. I like Shara Bullet, but he's not that good. He's just fun to watch. Taliesin Teixeira, or whatever his name is, has to be the biggest letdown prospect. I thought he would be good at heavyweight fighter, but nah. He is tied to Ivasa with good fight. That's one of the worst fights I've ever seen. It was so unskilled. Like it was embarrassing for that to be like on a showcase spot in the card as well. Tai Tuivasa should have been cut years ago. He's a disgrace. I don't care that he drinks beer out of a fucking shoe every time he wins. It takes more than that to entertain me. MVP though, yeah. Thing is, Sonny, yeah. MVP gets a lot of shit for can crushing, yeah. The thing is, here, he's not the one that's asking for these opponents. He wants better opponents, and for some reason, I think the reason why they don't give MVP better opponents is because he embarrasses people, and sometimes people don't appreciate the way that he does it. Because to casual people, yeah, he's very boring, yeah. Because he doesn't really strike that often. He's very precise in what he does. He keeps his range. He stays away. The thing is, yeah, I enjoy that aspect of the game because it feels very methodical. And the way that he humiliates people I enjoy that. I find it funny watching him dance on people and, mock their movement. And I enjoy that aspect of showmanship, but a lot of people don't. But he's not the one who's asking for cans. They give him them because they know he's going to have a low output fight, but that he's inevitably going to knock a motherfucker out. I've seen a few decent Japanese penises from porn over the years. Thanks for making me say that like it's my own thoughts. The censorship is shocking in chat. It's not me doing it. It's definitely YouTube. MVP is great, but it's over for him. He's definitely. But this is why I'm saying here, they need to push him into something. He's got wins. Do you think MVP would beat Strickland? I think it would be the most boring fight of all time. How you doing, John Dong? I think MVP could beat him. He could. That would be the most tactical striking match we've ever seen. And what I mean by that, it would be very, very dull. Do you remember that guy that used the inhaler? Hardy. What a mongoloid he was. I don't find MVP boring. I know it was 7. I know he has a low strike output, but if you look at his movement, I enjoy MVP. I really do. I think he's fantastic. I think he's very entertaining on the mic, and I think he does put on a show in there. I enjoy MVP, but I can understand why people have that perspective, because he doesn't just have like a low output, but the way that he fights, he makes other people look really bad as well. Would you rather watch Gay Corn or Dagestan bed wrestling fight? What's the difference? What is the difference? Potato, mate. Can't say shit. I fucking hate YouTube. I really do. Like, I appreciate the fact that I have it as a platform here, but I should have started on something else. His movement is bloody sick. He's one of my faves. I completely agree with you, Sonny. I do. I completely agree with you. But I also understand the other side of it as well. If you find MVP boring or you find him to be too disrespectful, I get that side of it. But I think he's very entertaining. I can read. Yeah, the shit's right there. I can see it. I don't know what's going on with YouTube at the moment. They're definitely inconsistent. Huh? Let's test the words. Yeah, let's have a word test. Throw up as many swear words as you can think of. I can see bastard, and I'm saying, but I will say whatever you put up within reason. Within reason. Cunt is not allowed. But don't worry, every time you say C word, I will say the word cunt. Hold it, Dad Sock. You are hilarious, mate. So shit and bastard. Yeah, let's start stepping them up. Gay is cool as well. Gay isn't a bad word. Gay is cool. I think if there was an ounce of prime Connor left, Paddy would be a good fight. They might as well do that at this point. I think that would be. I think Paddy would beat him. I genuinely do. Paddy's got way better cardio, and he's not a good wrestler, but he's got like good little trips and sweeps. I think he would fuck Conor McGregor up. I think he would submit him. I think he'd choke him out. And Paddy doesn't want that on his record. Nigerian bum, gay is allowed, no surprise. Should biting opponents be allowed? Especially if I think here what they should do, yeah, Ash. I've been thinking about this. In fact, I haven't been thinking about it. It's just come to my mind right now. I think if somebody eye pokes here, the opponent should be allowed to do whatever they want for like 50 seconds or a minute. The N-word is, I'm not going to say the N-word, but the N-word is allowed. Again, not a surprise. Nate versus Conor Whitehouse, because they both. Sonny, I'm glad you've turned up here, yeah, because I've been asking for this fight to be rebooked for years. Somebody asked me on my live stream a couple of months ago about who Conor McGregor should realistically fight. And I threw up two names. I said Jorge Masvidal is something I'd like to see, even though I think Jorge Masvidal would beat the absolute fuck out of him. And I don't even think Jorge Masvidal is that good. But it's got to be Nate Diaz. They've got to run that back. They've got to finish it off. And we're getting further and further away from it ever happening. I arguably think, I think Conor McGregor won the second fight barely, but you can make a case for Nate Diaz winning that fight. And he obviously steamrolled Conor in the first fight. Hard R is okay, but not with an A. Interesting. That's where they draw the line, yeah. Tony Ferguson versus me. So Tony's undefeated MMA streak ends. The thing is, yeah, I've never really liked Tony Ferguson. I've always thought he's a little bit of a weirdo, but I'm glad he's making his money now, and I'm glad he's got some of his pride back. I know he's beaten up influencers or whatever, but fair play to him. You know, he's got his name out of the mud. He's got some money in the bank again. I'm happy for Tony Ferguson, and I don't want to see him come back to MMA because he will get fucking ruined. Nate is not as good as Nick, though. Oh, Nick was a way better fighter. Nick had one of the most unfortunate careers I've ever seen. A 5-year ban for smoking weed is ridiculous. But his life has just fallen off a cliff. And obviously, A lot of people don't know this about Nick Diaz's background, but he lost his girlfriend apparently when he was really young, and it fucked him up. So that boy has got demons. Can mods say anything or do anything I think mods can say anything they want. Which is weird, yeah, because I've set my YouTube chat to be no holds barred. Maybe the AI can't flag it all. I mean, that would be probably the reason. Nick was a beast in he was amazing in Strikeforce. Like his UFC career was a little bit patchy, but in Strikeforce, he was fucking incredible. Nick Diaz is a very good fighter. To be fair, Nathan Diaz is not bad. Yeah, she committed suicide. Yeah. Which must be very, very hard for a young man to take. You know, who he thought was like the love of his life and all that. 5 years. I know. I know. The thing is, I don't think he would have ever been champion because he was kind of on the decline. Well, not in UFC anyway. I think he was on the decline. But think about how many fun fights we would have got with Nick Diaz in them. 5 years being put on the shelf is disgraceful. It was after his first pro fight. I can't remember what documentary I saw about it, but I remember it changing my whole tune on him because I always thought he was a fucking idiot. And same with Nate as well. I never really got the whole shtick, but both of them have grown on me immensely. Like I enjoyed a pair of them. They did change it to 18 months, but I mean, even 18 months is fucking ridiculous. Nate is mid good, but Nate's a scrapper. The thing about Nate Diaz is he's not very technical. His boxing's very decent, and he's obviously got a good jits game, but he looks sloppy in there. But the thing is, as well, is he's hard as nails. To think here that the only guy that knocked him out is fucking Josh Thompson, the most soy guy in the game. Crazy. Should Poatan fight Garn and save the heavyweight division? Imagine if he loses. Have you thought about that? The way I see it, Anderson, they don't have any other option because heavyweight is fucking cooked. Tom Aspinall is not going to come back for the rest of the year, I reckon, at least until November. What I hope happens, somebody mentioned this in my last chat as well. I hope at the White House card, Alex Pereira fucking Duppy's gone out, like lays him out, puts him on a t-shirt, and then we get Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira in November at MSG. That's what I want. I just realized that Sean versus Fluffy fight happened a long time after Sean got that suspension for trying to jump up that fighter. Sean Strickland he's in a weird spot. Yeah, Josh Thompson, I really hate that cunt. Josh Thompson goes into the Carlos Ulberg. Who was that former middleweight champion? The one Luke Rockhold. Those guys there are like they're objectively. Now, don't call me out for this. Objectively good-looking individuals, but they got no game. Like you can see it. They're really bad with women. You can see they don't know how to talk to women, and they're the kind of guys, like I've said in the past, where women see them across the bar and they're like, yeah, I'll go for that. And then they go over there and then they say one line and then they just lose it. They fumble sure things like all the time. Nick did beat BJ Penn and Robbie Lawler in his prime, and I think he would have won a decision against Anderson Silva. It's not a crazy take to me. Anderson Silva was different gravy. Yeah, I went back and watched a lot of Anderson Silva fights kind of recently. You know, the ones that he had when he first entered the UFC. Anderson Silva is on Goat Mountain rightly for a good reason. He was unbelievable. It was a little bit gay. I realized when I said it, yeah, like I've crossed the line there, but it's not the gayest thing I've said on here. It's not the gayest thing I've said on here today. Gone on a slab. That's what we need to see, that cheating little prick. Gone looks like an LGBTQ B-Tech Anthony Joshua. He does a little bit. Luke D. Swallow Rockhold, exactly. Luke Rockhold is a model, obviously, right? So when women come up to him, he thinks it's already in the bag. And then he comes out with one-liners like that. Carlos Ulberg reminds me of the same kind of thing. Just does. No game. Josh Thompson, same thing. No game. No game. You don't need game when you are handsome, to be honest. But speaking from it, I completely disagree. Women think here that they're very emotional creatures, and it's very possible to fumble it by just saying the wrong thing. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to exactly be a poet. In fact, being a poet would actually hurt you. But I'm saying you can fumble a sure thing. by saying the wrong thing. Because I know plenty of guys who are objectively decent looking, but they can't get pussy because they fuck it up all the time. There was a dude I went to university with, like, oh my God, like this guy used to fumble. It was hilarious. Anderson Silva is my all-time favorite. He's up there for me as well. I don't have him as my all-time favorite of all time. For me, it's Mighty Mouse. For me, Mighty Mouse clears everyone. You know how I feel about him. But Anderson Silva is, in terms of like, someone who's just born to do it, just natural talent. Gone is a smelly French man. I'll never trust him with my bank card. Anderson was fucking amazing, dude. What he did to Vitor Belfort, people forgot how good he was back in the day too. Anderson Silva went through some fucking killers during that time. MMA obviously wasn't as big back then, but that middleweight division at the time, and he was beating up light heavyweights as well because that division wasn't around. So he was technically a 2-division champion, and he was fucking people up in the most outrageous ways. He's just naturally just a highly talented individual. Like, just like he just has it in his blood. Him and that Dagestani middleweight, I think his name was Imavov. They are both. Oh, Imavov. It's the same. They're in the same gym, Sonny. Same gym. Cheating little French pricks. Are we surprised? Nobody. My favorite all time is Nick, Max, and Holloway. I can't argue with that. Anyone who throws up names like that, I'm like, fair enough, man. That's the thing. I don't shit on anyone's favorite fighters. It's more like it definitely comes down to preference. Like for me, Mighty Mouse for me is the epitome. But like, and I love watching people like Ilya Tapuria, Joshua Van, Yuri Prohaska is somebody that I really love as well. And I loved Fluffy until that performance. Like I'm a bit disappointed by that. Do you have the full Nintendo Switch game collection? Not the full, nah. Nah. I either buy games that are very valuable, like they're limited, they have a limited run, or I just buy games that are really good. I don't collect them just for the sake of it. Silva is one that revolutionized striking. He paved the way for the Izzy's and the Fizievs. 100%. Silva was in the Matrix. He was incredible. Silva, Ferguson, DJ. No, I don't hate that list either. I'm not a big Tony Ferguson fan, but fuck me, in the cage, he was sensational. Morales is well weird, but he fucks people up. Morales is the one I think is the biggest threat to Islam Makhachev at welterweight. He's massive for the division. He's got power in his hands, and he's got really the way that he kind of leans down and keeps a good distance for takedowns. What he did to Sean Brady was nothing short of sensational, and I think he would give Islam a lot of trouble. The only thing is he hasn't got a lot of big fight experience, and we haven't seen him go 5 rounds, so that could be a problem. I don't think he's necessarily ready for the title fight, and that's why I don't want him to get it just yet. But the options are getting. It's got to be Ian Gary, as much as I hate him. Flyweights were what exactly, Mikey? Flyweights weren't popular when DJ fought, and the disgusting thing is as well is a lot of people shit on DJ's records. Yeah, those lighter men down there, the skill level is different level. It just is. And he had 11 title defenses in a row. The fact that Mighty Mouse gets questioned as not being the GOAT is mad to me. Last game I played was God of War Ragnarok. I can't wait for part 3. I don't like those games, man. I tried to play the first God of War, and I was when I got through like the third 20-minute cutscene in an hour and a half, I was like, this game ain't for me. I didn't feel like I was playing the game. I felt like I was a passenger. So I'm not and I don't like the fact that it's really enclosed. Like I've been playing Black Myth Wukong the last couple of days, and fuck me, man, I'm addicted to it. Game's amazing, but I don't really play a lot of video games. Schedule 1 I've been playing. I think I'm kind of bored of that now. And now I'm on to Black Myth Wukong. And then when Resident Evil Requiem comes out at the end of the month, I'm going to be all over that. Love the way they were announcing fights last night. I didn't notice that it was any different, but I saw that Bruce Buffer got his he's been 30 years with the UFC, which is crazy. And they called him the greatest fight announcer in human history. And I can't really disagree with that. Morales versus Shavkat would be a dogfight. I think it would be a good fight. I think Shavkat with his experience would beat him now, but we might not ever see Shavkat again. I think his career might be over. Dude, there were good flyweights then too. There were. In terms of skill level, the problem is they didn't have the names. Can we do a Call of Duty lobby one day? I would consider it. I don't really play Call of Duty, and I would definitely get annihilated, but I would consider it. Like some people in the chat have been asking for have been asking us to do gaming streams, and for me, it's not really my thing because it takes too much effort. I'm not an effort guy. Do you know what I mean? Not with this shit anyway. I hate Bruce Buffer, but he's needed in it. Bruce Buffer's actually kind of a Chad. He's kind of a Chad. If Mighty Mouse was around now in the UFC, he would be the poster boy of the promotion. Not with Dana in charge, unfortunately. He should be though. If you're going to promote, this is what I don't understand about the UFC. They promote Jones to high heaven, who has cheated, done unquestionable things outside the cage, has lost fights. So I don't know. I don't get why they keep doing it. Mighty Mouse has done everything right for years. Fights stylistically really well. Clean cut guy, great champion, like puts on good performances. Well spoken. Why aren't you championing a guy like that? He basically does video game shit in there. I don't understand it. After Ige Costa, they played a trailer revealing Moicano versus Duncan. Then after the co-main, they played a trailer for Braid. I like the fact that they're doing trailers and stuff now. That is a good idea. And they should do that in every card. I completely agree with you. Do some fucking promotion for once. Do you do any martial arts? I used to do judo and wrestling, but I don't so much anymore. I'm an old man now, Sonny. You know? And I'm just not into it's more of a time thing. I'm so busy these days, I just don't have time, which I know is a poor excuse, but I genuinely don't. Jose Aldo, unfortunately, I think he's fallen out of the top 10 debate, in my opinion. A lot of people have him in their top 5. And Jose Aldo was amazing. But I feel like the latter part of his career, considering he's not that old as well, I think he kind of ruined it a little bit. But he's still one of the greatest to ever do it. And if somebody puts him in their top 5 list, I won't argue with them. But for me, not so much. I think he barely squeaks into like the top 3 featherweights of all. Yeah, the top 3 featherweights of all time, barely. But I like Jose Aldo, and I'll root for him. But one thing I didn't appreciate about the whole Jose Aldo narrative is like when Mario Batista got shit on for holding him up against the cage, and no one said anything about the fact that Jose Aldo couldn't get him off him. Do you think Shavkat could still bang Sanko? Yes. But why bother? I mean, she's in her 40s. She's not even that hot. Jose ruled out for 7 or 8 years. What do you mean? Jose. Are you talking about Marino or Jose Aldo? He doesn't have 7 or 8 years left, mate. That's good. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see him fighting in like celebrity boxing matches when he's like 50. That would not surprise me. One little bit. Anyway, boys, we are getting to the end of our time here. I'm gonna try and come back on Monday or Tuesday. I agreed with myself today that an hour and a half is my limit because I've still got laundry to do. I don't like apples. Nah, I'm not into the white women. You know that. Never have been. Oh, Aldo, what's he been ruled out for? Oh, he ruled for 7 or 8 years. I completely misread that. Yeah, I mean, that's why he's in that conversation of like top 5, top 10. But I don't think he's people who say he's the GOAT. I'm not with that. Lol Mourinho, that brother died like 2 years ago. Hey, anyway, boys, I've got to finish off my laundry. I've got to get prepared for work tomorrow. I've got a few like things I've got to upload and just little bits of work that I've got to do. So Tuesday, I'll probably be back on Tuesday, if not Wednesday. It's unlikely that I'll be back tomorrow. But shout out to everyone who turned up for the chat as always. I really appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind throwing up a like on the stream if you haven't already, I'd really, really appreciate it. If there's anybody that you want to recommend, as a channel that you'd want to join or raid, so to speak, then throw them in the chat now. Don't tell me somebody's raided here just as I'm leaving. Take care, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate having you here as always. It's been a good chat. Mourinho building in Turkey. He's at Benfica now. If he still manages to keep his job after that whole racist gate thing. Make white women great again. I'm afraid that ship has sailed. They're all bitches. I'm not into whiteys. But yeah, shout out to all of you. If there's anyone in the Khabib is overrated. Oh mate, Sonny, I hope that you're subscribed and that you're gonna come back because I could go on about Habib Nurmagomedov all night long. That dude, his record is an abomination. If you go to when he got to 20-0, I think his opponents had a combined record of like 127 wins and 400 losses, something like that. It's something crazy like that. He is not a 29-0 fighter, 100%. Is Docs live now? Let's have a look. Docs, are you live, mate? Let's have a gander. Let's see who's on. Anderson, thanks for stopping by as always, man. You're a fucking legend. Bodak is still on, and I think Bodak has been on. Got Vinny on now, which ain't the best, but head over to Bodak. He's at 645. If you could, oh, Sonny, legend, man. It's good to have another UK guy here. And like I said, we can talk football anytime. I'll be back on Tuesday or Wednesday. Are you going back on Paradox? Or are you on now? Because I saw that you were on earlier and then you went on. Let me put your link in the chat. Hang on. Have you changed your name on YouTube? One second, Paradox. 1 second, mate. I'll put Paradox's channel up before I go. If you guys could get over there, that would be lovely. Paradox the Chad. Paradox at 600. Final stream ever. The lies of. Are you still? Yes, man. I need to get on Elden Ring. All right, head over to Paradox the Chad. He's my boy. There we go. Paradox the Chad. If you guys can head over there now, that would be brilliant. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys potentially on. Let's have a look here. I'll see you guys potentially on so Tuesday or Wednesday. Have a great. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. You're welcome, guys. Pleasure as always. In a bit, geezers. Have a good one.